The test. I am a servant, but there is no work for me. I am timid and don't push myself to the fore. Indeed, I don't even push myself into line with the others. But that is only one reason for my non-employment. It's even possible that it has nothing to do with my non-employment. In any case, the main thing is that I am not called upon to serve. Others have been called, yet they have not tried harder than I. Indeed, perhaps they have not even felt the desire to be called, whereas I, at least sometimes, have felt it very strongly. So I lie on the pallet in the servants' hall, stare at the beams in the ceiling, fall asleep, wake up, and promptly fall asleep again. Occasionally I walk over to the tavern where they sell a sour beer. Occasionally I have even poured away a glass in disgust, but at other times I drink it. I like sitting there because from behind the closed little window, without the possibility of being discovered, I can see across to the windows of our house. Not that one sees very much there. To my knowledge, only the windows of the corridors look out on the street. And moreover, not even those of the corridors leading to my employer's apartments. But it is also possible that I am mistaken. Someone, without my having asked him, once said so, and the general impression of this house front confirms this. Only rarely are the windows opened, and when this does occur, it is done by a servant who may lean against the balustrade to look down for a while. It follows, therefore, that these are corridors where he cannot be taken by surprise. As a matter of fact, I am not personally acquainted with these servants. Those who are permanently employed upstairs sleep elsewhere, not in my room. Once, when I arrived at the tavern, a guest was sitting at my observation post. I did not dare look at him closely, and was about to turn round in the door and leave. The guest, however, called me over, and it turned out that he too was a servant whom I had once seen somewhere before, but without having spoken to him. "Why do you want to run away? Sit down and have a drink. I'll pay." So I sat down. He asked me several things, but I couldn't answer. Indeed, I didn't even understand his questions. So I said, "Perhaps you are sorry now that you invited me, so I'd better go." And I was about to get up, but he stretched his hand out over the table and pressed me down. "Stay," he said. "That was only a test. He who does not answer the questions has passed the test." Homecoming. I have returned. I have passed under the arch and am looking around. It's my father's old yard. The puddle in the middle. Old, useless tools jumbled together block the way to the attic stairs. The cat lurks on the banister. A torn piece of cloth, once wound round a stick in a game, flutters in the breeze. I have arrived. Who is going to receive me? Who is waiting behind the kitchen door? Smoke is rising from the chimney. Coffee is being made for supper. Do you feel you belong? Do you feel at home? I don't know. I feel most uncertain. My father's house it is, but each object stands cold beside the next, as though preoccupied with its own affairs, which I have partly forgotten, partly never known. What use can I be to them? What do I mean to them, even though I am the son of my father, the old farmer? And I don't dare knock at the kitchen door. I only listen from a distance. I only listen from a distance, standing up, in such a way that I cannot be taken by surprise as an eavesdropper. And since I am listening from a distance, I hear nothing but a faint striking of the clock passing over from childhood days. But perhaps I only think I hear it. Whatever else is going on in the kitchen is the secret of those sitting there, a secret they are keeping from me. The longer one hesitates before the door, the more estranged one becomes. What would happen if someone were to open the door now and ask me a question? Would not I myself then behave like one who wants to keep his secret? Fellowship. We are 5 friends. One day we came out of a house, one after the other. First one came and placed himself beside the gate, then the second came, or rather he glided through the gate like a little ball of quicksilver, and placed himself near the first one. Then came the third, then the fourth, and the fifth. Finally, we all stood in a row. People began to notice us. They pointed at us and said, "Those 5 just came out of that house. Since then, we have been living together. It would be a peaceful life if it weren't for a 6th one continually trying to interfere. He doesn't do us any harm, but he annoys us, and that is harm enough. Why does he intrude where he is not wanted? We don't know him and don't want him to join us. There was a time, of course, when the 5 of us did not know one another either, and it could be said that we still don't know one another. But what is possible and can be tolerated by the 5 of us is not possible and cannot be tolerated with this 6th one. In any case, we are 5 and don't want to be 6. And what is the point of this continual being together anyhow? It is also pointless for the 5 of us, but here we are together and will remain together. A new combination, however, we do not want, just because of our experiences. But how is one to make all this clear to the 6th one? Long explanations would almost amount to accepting him in our circle, so we prefer not to explain and not to accept him. No matter how he pouts his lips, we push him away with our elbows. But however much we push him away, back he comes.